in today. Happy weekend. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful day. It's actually sunny in Baltimore today. We've gotten a lot of rain, so it's nice to get some sun. So based on the poll, looks like the pan-fried noodle is the winner. So today I'm going to show you how to make my Hong Kong style pan-fried noodles with chicken and shiitake mushrooms and bean sprouts. So it's very delicious. And here's Yaya, my sous chef, right, Yaya? Can you say hi and wave to everybody? Hey, Sophia! Hi, say hi!
Hello!
Okay, so come over here and let me show you what I have prepared so far. So here are all the ingredients. Obviously, the noodle, the star of this dish. This particular brand is the Hong Kong style pan-fried noodles. And you can get this at any of the Asian grocery store. And so this is the thin kind, and I'll show you how to prepare it before we fry it up. I also have some chicken breast here that I cut up into strips. What I did was I added a little bit of cornstarch after it's cut up. I added a little bit of cornstarch and a little bit of white pepper. If you don't have white pepper, that's okay. You can also use black pepper as well. And then a little bit of salt, and I just mix it up. And the reason I do this, and you see this in a lot of the Chinese cooking, is because we want to tenderize the meat, and so by putting cornstarch on it, it won't dry out the meat very quickly. So this is the chicken, and then what else do we have? We have some white onions that I cut up into thin strips. I also have some garlic and onion, the trinity of Chinese cooking. I don't have ginger today, actually. That's the difference. You can, if you like ginger, you can certainly do it, but I just actually didn't do that today. I also have some bean sprouts that just been soaked in water and dried up a bit. And then the other vegetable as part of this is the shiitake mushroom. So you can see I cut this into thin strips to show you how I prepared it. So this is what you can get from the store. And of course it's dried up right now. And what I did was I went ahead and just soaked these into water. And it doesn't take long. Usually it takes about 15 minutes to become these little puffy little guys. But all you have to do is take the dried mushrooms, put them in the water, and it will become this way. Okay? Then the other things I have here, oil, some chicken broth, some salt, and then this is the other star of this dish. It's this abalone sauce. Actually, my father-in-law was the one that taught me about it. Very similar to the oyster sauce, but this one just really has that umami taste to it. It really makes a dish for this particular dish. Okay, so I also, the first thing that I want to show you is to get the noodle started. So what I've been doing is I've been boiling some hot water. It's going to quickly drench the noodle for a few seconds. And the reason for that is because this has got a lot of starch to it. The noodle, it will allow the starch to just get rid of the starch really from the noodles in itself. And it doesn't take too long. We don't want to cook it for a long time. Literally just a few seconds. We're going to take it out, drain it, and we're going to fry it up. Or let me get some. Get this out. So really quickly, let the starch come out. Okay, and then really just try to make the noodles a little bit wet. And so when you fry, it's easier to fry and put it into the pan. And that's it. I don't even have to wait until it boils up. I'm just going to take it out now, and then put it in the drainer, drain all the water out. Because when you fry, obviously you don't want to have liquid, and as much of the water out as we possibly can. And we're going to cook the sauce first. Okay, I'm going to let this sit over here, switch my pans around. This is the pan I'm going to use to fry the noodle. I love this pan, even though it looks really dark, but it's so seasoned. You can see here there's just so much residual oil that's already built within this pan. I use this pan obviously a lot, so this is a really good frying pan for a dish like this. Okay, so in my wok, I'm gonna start cooking the sauce. So first thing first, I wanna heat up the pan, always heat up the pan, get this going, and then we're gonna add some oil. And the first thing we wanna do is to cook up the meat. Because we wanna make sure we get this chicken going, flavors going, and then we'll add all the other ingredients. So we'll wait for a few minutes. The other thing, I don't think I introduced this one. This is just cornstarch. I add a little bit of cold water to it. So at the end, we're gonna add the cornstarch so it thickens the sauce. So this is always the last thing that we wanna add at the very end. So the cornstarch is starting to go down to the bottom. So I just wanted to stir out a little bit. Mixed in. Okay. All right. So got the oil going. We're gonna add our garlic, and I'm gonna add just reserve a little bit of green onion here because we're gonna garnish at the end. So fry this up. Again, the smell is delicious. Okay. So once the flavor is starting to infuse in my chicken that I just marinated a little bit earlier, we're gonna stir this up. And if you don't have chicken stock, that's completely okay. You know, I'm so bad about putting all the ingredients together first because there's always something that I forget. And of course, chicken stock was one of them. So if you don't have chicken stock, that's completely okay. Use regular water, because that abalone sauce, or the sauce that you're going to be using, is going to add the flavor anyway. So no worries if you don't have them. So I'm going to stir this chicken up. Chicken breast is a good meat to use, but you know, we are actually more of a fan of the darker meat, chicken thighs, maybe because it just has the ability to be able to really hold itself. It doesn't get overcooked easily. It's better for stewing. But you know, we didn't have any dark meat today, so we're going to use chicken breast, which is just as fine. You just don't want to overcook it, and that's the only thing. So the meat is starting to separate, and what I'm gonna do is actually take this chicken out, because again, I don't want to overcook the meat and it becomes dry. So literally, I just wanted to separate this. I can get this browned up, and then what we're gonna do is the flavors with the vegetables that I prepared, and then we're gonna add this back in so it won't be overcooked. And again, that's another technique that you find quite a bit in Chinese cooking, is you don't want to overcook the meat, and so you always cook the meat first, cook the other stuff, and then add the meat back in, so the meat can continue to be tender when you eat it. Okay, so add a little bit more oil back into the pan, and then while this is going, I'm going to be double cooking over here. So let's see if I can get this going at the same time. I want to get the noodles ready to go once the sauce is ready. So heating up that oil, get that going. Let's manage both things at the same time. White onion in. This is a smaller onion that I use. Saute it. Okay, and then this mushroom that I cut up. If you don't have the shiitake mushroom, use regular white mushroom, brown mushroom, completely fine. I think it's just the extra little bit of the shiitake that, again, it's umami, right? Everything is umami today. So shiitake mushroom just has a very pungent umami flavor to it. So it's really delicious. So get that going. And the next thing I'm going to do is add this abalone sauce. Ooh, got a little. That's okay. I'm going to add water, no worries. want to add the bean sprouts in yet because that cooks really quickly. I'm going to put the chicken back in. This is starting to get hot. Okay, now chicken stock in. This is about a cup, and then I'm also going to add a little bit of water to it as well because we need to have sauce in the pan-fried noodle. So, add some hot water. Okay. Hot water in. Now it's boiling, I'm going to add this bean sprout into my sauce. And then you can add salt. Again, the abalone sauce has salt in it. Maybe do a quick tasting test to see if it's salty enough. Maybe we'll just add a little bit of salt, a little bit more sauce. Because remember, you're going to have to eat this with the noodle, right? And the noodle, we're not adding any sauce at all. I mean, sorry, well, I can't talk and cook at the same time right now. We cannot have, you know, too much salt into the noodles right now. So get that going. We're going to turn this to low, and then this thing is now smoking. So we're going to add about half of this noodle into the pan. Okay, I'm going to just let it simmer down since I didn't have, wasn't watching this as much as I should. Okay, so noodle in. We don't want to do too much, right? You can see here, you want to spread it out and let it cook. Do not touch, do not flip. Well, you can touch. Don't flip it. I'm going to press it down a little bit so that the skin can start brown on the bottom. It's almost like cooking hash brown. Have you ever cooked hash browns where if you're crispy, you just leave it and let it sit because it needs to get the moisture out? I'm going to turn it high because that was on low before. So we're just going to let it sit, let it cook so that it's going to be golden on the bottom, and then we're going to flip it and cook the other side. So you're going to have crunchy noodles and then this delicious umami sauce that's going to go on top of it. So it's excellent. Okay, so as you can see the color here, there's not a lot of soy sauce, unlike my other cooking, which is always spicy. This one is much more savory. It's umami, and it's a really, really great dish. My kids loves it. They can eat it, obviously. It's got chicken, their favorite meat, and also the sauce and the noodles is something that they love. And so this is almost done. And then the next thing that we're going to do is, once this is starting to, so you can see the sauce here is kind of watery, right? And so once you add the cornstarch to it, it will thicken. So now it's boiling. We know everything is cooked through. Add the cornstarch, and always add the cornstarch to the side. It just seems to work better that way. So, and then you always want to use cold water. For some reason, if you use hot water, it doesn't have the same consistency once you add into the sauce. So now that this is the cornstarch to the side, and then stir around so that the cornstarch can integrate with the rest of this sauce. Oh, see? Now it's starting to thicken, right? And the good thing about this is that you don't have to necessarily cook it exactly the way I am. Use your favorite vegetables, use your favorite protein. You put it in, utilizing soy sauce, that's fine. I think someone asked, what if I don't have the sauce? That's completely fine, use soy sauce, or fish sauce even. So this is just a very simple stir fry that you can, it's very flexible in the type of vegetables or proteins that you have around in the house. And so, and it makes a very quick dinner, especially when you have a busy day. It doesn't take long to cook it at all. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down now that it's starting to thicken. This noodle should be going around pretty well. So I'm going to swirl around. Let's take a look. Let's see how that, ooh, the bottom looks awesome. Okay, let's see if I can do this, okay? Of course I'm online, and let's not make fun of myself. Oh! What do you think? High five, Chi. I did that pretty well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is restaurant style, folks. Right? Simple, easy. You cook them to the bottom, and then we're gonna add that really awesome sauce to top. Chi already said he's very hungry. I think he's ready to eat this one for himself, and I'm sure the kids would too. We actually did. This is gonna be good. So the golden and crunchiness, I think, is what sets apart of this particular noodle. You probably get some Chinese takeout that's more of a lo mein, it's more stir-fried. But this one is unique because you really have the crunch on the bottom. It's almost like, putting chips to your plate and you're adding sort of a savory sauce on top of it. And so the two combining together makes the dish incredibly delicious. So, let's see how we're doing over here. I'm going to cook just for a little. And then usually that packet of noodle make between 2 to 3 dishes. So I think it's, if you have a family, I think it's enough for your entire family. And then the sauce, obviously, I think that because you can see I have a whole pot of it, it will last for a little while as well. So definitely something to have left over and continue to enjoy throughout the week. Okay, so how are we doing over here? How are we doing? Okay, I think we're good. Next time I should time it and see how long a particular dinner really takes. You can see that it's pretty easy to prepare and put together. It doesn't take long at all. Okay, so here's the noodles. This, and I'm going to turn this off. Oh, I forgot my onions. Forgot to decorate. A little bit of green, adding a little color and freshness. Scoop this up. Oh, looks so good, guys. Put it on. Oh. There you go. I don't know about you, but we're gonna start eating now. So, hope you enjoy it. Simple, delicious noodles. See you next time. Bye.